Hey guys, today we're going to talk about rewarding ourselves. We made 1 million in our second year in practice. We're trying to help as many chiropractors and future chiropractors do the same to help as many people as possible. I don't run any ads, so if you enjoy the content, please subscribe and share it with your colleagues and future colleagues to get on the path to victory. You have to celebrate your wins in a great way. That way you keep winning. One more time. This time she wasn't invited. She invited herself. I have my lovely wife, Emily, again. Thank you for joining me one more time.
Thanks for having me. Howdy.
No, but this one is actually pretty good for you, rewarding ourselves. I know that was hard for us. And I'll start talking about our first year. We were doing great. For first year chiropractors, recent graduates, opened just an office and we were doing great. And we never reward ourselves. We were just working. And it had to stop when I went to a retreat with chiropractors. I remember I was near your brother, and you gave me a call at night on a Friday, and you said, hey, babe, we just had our best month ever. And I'm like, awesome. I'm ready for next month. Let's do way better. We start Monday. And I hang up, and I was like, whoa. That was like, we celebrate 10 seconds on the phone and that's it. We need to start celebrating our wins. And I know we went to a lot of talks about celebrating your wins when we were in chiropractic school, but we never did it. So I think that influenced a lot.
Yes.
What do you want to say about that?
Yeah, we had our best month ever. I remember this conversation, and you're like, great, let's do better next month. And I'm like, okay, we're rewarding ourselves with the best month ever by working more and working harder. And I think we had written down a long time ago some goals and then our rewards for those goals. Yeah. And we said, no, we got to revisit. We hit our goals. What were some of those rewards? And you've had your eye on this dream truck since we were in chiropractic school, since like 2018.
Yeah, ever since we met. You asked me, what is your dream car? And I'm here driving in a Elantra 2010, and that was like my Porsche. And I was like, I want a Tacoma. Tacoma is my dream truck. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my dream car ever. And we set a goal, we hit it, we didn't reward ourselves, so the year after we said we're going to start rewarding ourselves. We hit the goal again, and I'm like, okay, I'm not a fancy guy, I don't like flashy stuff, I'm pretty simple. Yep. I'm not going to buy a Tacoma, I'm going to buy a Tundra.
Yes.
And I freaking love it. When people ask me right now, like, what's your dream car? I'm like, bro, I have it right now. Mm-hmm. Freaking driving a Tundra. Mm-hmm. And every time I get on the truck, it reminds me of the hard work that we've done and the hard work that we have to keep doing to reward ourselves. Exactly. For me, it was a Tundra, and I freaking love it. Do you want to share yours?
Mine is our Breville Touch espresso maker that I've had my eye on for a while. And we just had our, next best month in practice. And I knew Amazon Prime Day was coming up. So I was like, I'm going to watch these prices, make sure it's good, obviously talk it out with you. And then we had our best month. And I'm like, I'm buying this espresso maker. I love coffee. That is like my thing. And so good quality coffee, you have to have that. It's a daily thing, right? So now I go to my espresso maker, and every day I make my perfect cappuccino from heaven, and I drink it. And I think about how we worked so hard to get this this cup of coffee, but honestly it's so much more than just a cup of coffee or an espresso maker. It's all the grind and the hard work and the hours and the sweat, blood, and tears that we put in to getting that reward. So for you it's a Tundra, for me it's coffee.
And you even sent me videos when I was in Raleigh with the coffee maker, like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
But still, we need to visit Carly at Express Oak. You cannot forget about her, just because you have your coffee machine. Let's talk about, now we are surrounded by another group. We just joined a mastermind with different chiropractors that are like thinking next level. And that, I think that's pretty important, because at one point we were just stuck on the same thing. And we joined this mastermind and they're thinking next level, to the point that I went to the Facebook group this past week. And the head doctor on the mastermind said, okay, let's celebrate our wins. I did this, and this is how I rewarded myself. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty humbling when you were able to message the group and say, hey, we just had our best month ever, and we bought 2 first-class plane tickets to Puerto Rico to visit my family for Luca's first birthday. I think that's pretty humbling, because when we were in chiropractic school, I remember we had to look for a lot of help. Like our parents helped us like pay for the plane tickets, and we flew a lot of time Frontier as well, like last minute tickets that were like the cheapest of the cheapest. And now that we were able to afford it, it's pretty rewarding.
Yeah, I get emotional. I'll get emotional talking about that. And you mentioned before, we don't really like flashy things. You drive a truck. I drive a Mazda. I'm a humble gal. I don't care about Prada, Balenciaga. I don't care about any of that stuff. But for me, experiences are like the thing that I want to spend our money on. And so to be able to afford, number one, first class plane tickets to where you're from and to go see your family is so cool, not only for you and me, but for our son. Yeah. And I know he's not old enough to like remember it right now, but I think it's so cool that we are building this foundation for our family. And this is why we're working so hard to do what we do. It's really, for us to enjoy, but for our children, for them to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor too. So I'm super excited to go to Puerto Rico, and I know sitting in the plane we'll be like, yep, we rewarded ourselves. We worked really hard for this.
And we're going to go there to work as well. So I freaking love it,
Yes.
We're working vacation. Another thing is that we're pretty simple. I remember I sold my Elantra for $3,000, and with that we paid our humble wedding on an Airbnb, right?
Yeah.
So we're not flashy stuff, but at the end of the day, you need to reward yourself. Can you talk just by your mom being a teacher and your dad being a pastor, how you were raised that having a lot of money is bad, and how that perspective changed?
Yes. I don't remember them ever flat out being like, people who have money are bad people. But I remember it was kind of like, oh, this person has a really nice house, or they drive a really nice car. And there's kind of that like greed association with it. And so just I feel like growing up, we were wired that if people have a lot of money, or if they show that they have a lot of money, they're probably not a good person. And so it took a lot of rewiring my brain of this like kind of scarcity mindset and these self-limiting beliefs that, oh, if we make a lot of money, then we're probably not good people, or we're not doing the right thing. But we give a lot of money away too. We give to the church, right? There's ways that you can spend your money in a good way, and it doesn't make you a bad person. So I had to get over a lot of that. You in particular taught me a really good principle too that has stuck with me to this day, because growing up with, there were 3 of us in the family, we had to do a lot of chores. And part of my chore was cutting the grass. And you told me you had never cut the grass before. And not only that, but your father had never cut the grass. And that just blew my mind. I'm like, what do you guys do to cut your lawn? But you told me that your dad pays a guy to cut the grass because that's an hour that he could be doing anything else for what, like $40 or something.
If you put my brother, my dad, and myself in a room with a lawnmower, I could bet you whatever you want that we're just gonna stare at it, because we don't even know how to turn that thing on. Like, they never used one, I never used one. But it was pretty cool, because on the weekends it was the only time we were able to spend time, because my dad was working basically 8 to 8. So on the weekends he looked at the neighbor and he said, Ale, you want me to be like that, like sweating 9 a.m. cutting the grass? Or do you want me to go to your games and don't miss the games? At the end of the day, I wasn't going to remember the times that he cut the grass, but I was going to remember if he missed a game. And he never missed a game. Even when I played college basketball, like, he drove the hours that he had to go see me. So I remember those times, So when people say time is money, now I understand the why.
Exactly. And so as kind of just like piggybacking off that, we don't only reward ourselves with like objects or experiences, but we reward ourselves with time. So working really hard in an office, having the best month ever, we're going to take time off now. And that's, I think it's just a great principle to learn and to grow from. Yeah. So any other experiences you want to share about just rewarding yourself, or just associating like money with anything?
Not really, honestly. Just, if you're working yourself out, you don't have to think about what other people say or think, and it doesn't have to be anything flashy. Yeah. Like, for me, one of the big rewards is having lunch in Panda Express, because I freaking love Panda Express. So that for me is a big reward.
Yes. And you mentioned too earlier, just surrounding ourselves with people who are like-minded, who are elevating us. I think you never stretch or expand your concepts until you get around people who are helping you to see, oh, there's way more you could be doing, or you could be growing here, you could be making more here. And I'm really, really excited to dive into this new group, to get to know some people, to expand our concepts, and really just to keep on rewarding ourselves. Yeah,
big things are coming, so stay tuned. If you have any question, just reach out, but don't forget to reward yourself.